my name is Anahita Vazvan. I'm the CEO and founder of Vegan Delights, and this is my podcast, Life at the Chocolate Factory. So I'm a bit nervous because this is the first episode that I'm recording. But in this episode, this is just an introduction. So I'm going to introduce myself and let you know what you can expect from all of this, why I'm doing it, and who I am. As I mentioned before, I'm the CEO and founder of Vegan Delights, a vegan chocolate factory in Uppsala, Sweden. And I'm 29 years old, and this is the only real job that I've had. I have a bachelor's degree in political science and Middle Eastern North African studies, and I thought that I wanted to become a diplomat, but this is what I'm doing instead. So yeah, that's a bit about me and what I do for a living. On my spare time, I really enjoy working out. I love movement. I love moving my body in different ways. I love doing it intuitively. I live with my two dogs, Otto and Fino, so we go on a lot of walks. Sorry, we have one of them coming in here. So we go on a lot of walks. We walk like 10 to 15 kilometers a day, and I really enjoy that. And then I also go to the gym. I love strength training, and I do aerial hoop, which is basically my favorite thing. I recently also got a yoga membership, and I love yoga. And I had a short running career in 2024. And I do enjoy running, but this year I'm focusing more on other things. But anyways, I'm not gonna bore you out with my training schedule, but I do love movement. It's one of the things, that's like my main hobby. And I have a really creative job, so when I come home, I like to take a break from all the creativity. That doesn't always happen. Obviously, I'm recording this at home. So I also have a lot of creative projects here as well. I love crocheting, and I just love doing things like that. But I also just enjoy chilling, cooking, and yeah, I love working. So on my spare time, I do fun work. I really love my job, and I feel like when your job is an extension of you don't really need a break from it. In the same way. That's a bit of who I am. I'm quite a boring person. I don't really have the most interesting life because my life is basically Vegan Delights and my dogs. But yeah, it is who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. And so why did I decide to start a podcast? I've asked myself this question too. And I think it all started last winter, like the winter of 2023, where I just felt this intense urge to start my own podcast. And I didn't really understand why I was feeling it. I just knew that I was being pulled in that direction. And after Christmas last year, I got invited to do a couple of podcasts, and I was like, okay, I feel like there's a reason behind all of this, but I didn't feel ready to share my story because I felt like I hadn't stepped into my power completely, and that was holding me back from sharing my story because I felt like I needed, and I don't think that you need to be perfect before you go out there and speak about your experiences, but I just wasn't ready on a personal level. So I just carried this with me, and last year, 2024, was the most beautiful year of my entire life. It was difficult, but it was also, the year of self-mastery. That's what I would call it. And after I'd finished everything with the Christmas sales in December, I was like, oh, I wanted to start a podcast. Maybe I'm ready for it right now. And I felt ready for it. Obviously, I carried a lot of fear with me, and I still do, because I'm like, is anyone gonna listen to this? Is this interesting to anyone but me? Am I gonna fail completely? Because I have I don't know how to record a podcast. I've literally Googled everything and I'm just hoping this is all gonna work out. But I know nothing about this. And my best friend was like, oh, I'll edit it for you. And I was like, Anahita, do you know how to edit a podcast? She was like, no. I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna be the blind leading the blind, but it doesn't matter. And I think that what really pushed me into doing this was that I have no expectations. I'm not here expecting to become the next podcast queen. I'm doing this because I feel pulled to do it intuitively. That's it. That's why I'm doing it. And I think the essence of it is that this journey that I've been on has been absolutely wild. It's been the most intense journey ever, and I've transformed in so many different ways. But I mean, it has also been really dark. Like, it has forced me to see the darkest and most unflattering parts of my psyche and integrating that into who I am, you know, without pushing those aspects of myself away. I've had to integrate them and accept them and befriend them. So that has made me feel compelled to share my story. And I don't know why, but I just feel it. Because I know that there are probably a lot of people out there who are struggling with, you know, similar journeys, or who want to turn their creative hobby into a business. And, you know, I don't see myself as a guru or a teacher at all. I speak about my own experiences, and that's what I'm going to do throughout this podcast. And my experiences are gonna be very different from other people's experiences. And I haven't been guided by anybody, by a coach, or, you know, I've just been guided by the force within myself. And that's really what I would recommend people to do. I wouldn't apply my experience to everyone else's life. I'm just hoping that what I share with you in this podcast is going to inspire some people. And, you know, I truly do believe that this will reach the people that it's meant to reach. And so yeah, that's basically it. And I'm gonna speak about, this first season, I think I'm gonna start by speaking about my own journey as an entrepreneur, how it all started, you know, my darkest moments, how I got through them, how I got past them, because the journey of an entrepreneur can be extremely isolated and lonely. And so I really want to share how I made it through the darkest of times. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna talk about like my business and, you know, the struggles with it. And that's what you can expect from the first season. And then I hope that I will connect more with those of you who decide to listen, and that we will find topics that interest everyone. So I'm not gonna bore you out more with this introduction. I think we'll leave it at that, and then in the next episode I'll start telling you more about myself and how I ended up here. So thank you for listening, and see you soon.